Good evening, everyone. We're going to open the Columbus City Board of Zoning Appeals regular meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Kathy Gardner,
Present.
Patricia Hatcher,
Here.
John Kissinger,
Here.
Lyle Carmichael,
Here.
Dennis Horner.
Here. Thank you. Amanda, our March 3rd meeting minutes, is that next month? Okay. All right. We have no previous meeting minutes. All right. Oath to witnesses. If you're planning on speaking tonight for any reason, we have a legal advisor that will swear you, and he'll ask you to stand up, and I'll ask you to raise your right hand.
Again, anyone who intends to speak, please stand, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury the testimony we're about to offer will be the truth? If so, say, I do.
I did.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. Nathan, is there any old business for us to look at?
Don't think so.
All right, we're going to move on to the first order of business. We have 26-C-VAR-2, Max Sagan and Jane Goldwood. They are requesting a development standards variance to permit construction of a new residence in the front building setback on the property at 782 West Business 30. Nathan, can we have a staff report?
Sure thing. So let me bring up the slides here. So as you said, this case is at 782 West Business 30, which currently is a vacant lot, zoned R2 two-family residential. Might be worth noting that when this property was originally platted in 1998, it was R1 and then subsequently changed to R2. Little under half an acre in size. What is being proposed is to construct a new residence and attached 5-car garage. I just note the car size because it's a bit larger than most. The proposed required and platted setbacks are shown there in the table, and of everything we are looking at front setback encroachment as well as a building line encroachment, which we treat similarly by notifying everybody in the subdivision, not just the surrounding property owners. As it states there, the proposed front setback for the porch, which would be what we measure from, is 20 feet. The main structure then would be 27.9 feet or 28 feet if you want to round it up. Either one is still less than the R2 zoning standard of 30 feet, and as I said, the 35-foot building line was based upon when it was originally platted on the R1 standards. The other side and rear setbacks are compliant. Notably, the rear setback is proposed to be 43.6 feet. That is to avoid a 40-foot drainage and utility easement located in the rear yard, which is a very significant easement back there. The additional 3.6 feet is intended to allow for approximately a 10-foot distance between the building and the actual location of the sewer line. Sewer department requested, if they could, to keep it about 10 feet, and that's what that reflects. However, if need be, there is still 3.6 feet to encroach. It was a request, not a requirement. So, going to the reference materials, highlighted in blue is the subject lot. To the west, in 2024, when this was taken, the lot was vacant. Now there is a building going up there to the west. Closer view. And since we have a little bit of time here tonight, I just wanted to point out this interesting little highlight there in shadow line, which Dennis will probably appreciate just like I do, but that is the old grade of Squawbuck Road, which was abandoned prior to the 1960s, but the original alignment went through these lots and then veered back towards the current alignment of Business 30, some distance west of the old church there.
That's kind of neat.
I figured you'd enjoy that.
I never would have figured that out.
It's where I've got the benefit of historic areas comes in. Going on. So, for reference, if we need it, the Tanglewood plat from 1998, as mentioned, this is lot number 8 here in the middle. The plot plan of the dwelling on the lot, you can see there the porch down here, and then 20 feet to the right-of-way line. And then this is a very long L-shaped, inverted L-shaped dwelling. So plot plan laid on top of the aerial for reference, and then I also included the sewer line location as well, based upon the as-built that we received from the surveyor. Again, just to show that the sewer line is not located in the center of the easement as one might expect, but it is offset pretty significantly. Building elevations as submitted. I'm not sure how committed the petitioner is to these, but these are what was submitted for the file. So the front elevation is this one, so this would be as if you're looking from Business 30. This is looking from the west to the east, north to south, and east to west. Floor plan for reference, north is to the leftish. So main body of the house, and 2-car garage, 3-car garage with storage space connecting between them. Petitioner can give you more details on what all of they plan on having in there, because I think that may weigh into the request. And then if need be, again, referencing the floor plan overlaid on the aerial, just to give you a better showing of how this compares. You may wonder, as I did, the house that is on the aerial here to the west, it does actually appear to be a little bit closer than the front body of the house, although the porch still sticks out. When I measured it, it measures out to be right at 30 feet, so it is right at that line. Or excuse me, it measures out to be to the roof line at about 30 feet, but it's a very deep eave, so it winds up being the building line of 35 feet. Sorry, forgot about that part. And the fact that the lines on the GIS actually have a little bit of margin of error as well. So
I think that one has a Metzger option sign in front of it.
It does.
could be, yeah.
Tonight.
Sure.
When I was last by there, I wasn't so much paying attention to it as I was this lot. So review criteria, and keep in mind, as we had the last variance, we actually have 2 sets of standards, one being the Indiana Code, which is the top one, which is what we've been using for the last 10 years, but the bottom one is the zoning code. And to the degree that we need to mesh these, we should do so. Practical difficulty versus unnecessary hardship standard being the largest difference between the two. Practical difficulty meaning that there's something difficult about the use of the property, or something about the property that makes it difficult to use the property. Unnecessary hardship being that there's something with the property that basically makes it unusable without a variance. Very different thresholds of standards here. Otherwise, you're looking at the same, virtually the same between them, just with different words. My commentary on each, it's not likely that this would really injure public health, safety, or morals. We'd still have plenty of room around the building for fire safety, for vehicular safety, and so on. General welfare is perhaps the biggest thing that might be affected because of the potential for additional precedent setting, and this is an encroachment into a building line, which, as Kathy tends to remind me every time we have one of these, it is a platted line that is supposed to be respected as part of the subdivision. Granted, some relief may be necessary at times, but if we do that too much, then we start degrading the general welfare, and that is definitely a possibility. Again, kind of precedent, but in a different perspective. Use and value, in staff's opinion, again, would not be, use would not be substantially affected because the only setback being requested to be varied is the front one, So if anything's impacted, it would be business 30. And again, with a 20-foot setback, it's still, plus the additional width of the former US highway right-of-way, you still have a fairly substantial actual setback from the pavement. The value affecting the overall area adjacent, probably not likely. New construction always is an investment, or typically is an investment. However, again, the building line encroachment might lead to additional precedent-setting decisions that could change the overall aesthetics and affect the overall neighborhood value. Whether that's substantial or not, that part might be in question. Finally, the strict application of the terms of the ordinance resulting in practical difficulties or unnecessary hardship, whichever legal counsel wants us to use, and the situation not being self-imposed. The sewer line and the very wide 40-foot wide utility easement does create some difficulty. However, presumably the buyer, when they bought the property, they were made aware of that easement when they purchased the property and the constraints inherent with the easements and the setbacks and the building line in place. The additional request of the sewer department to maintain a 10-foot separation, I noted that in the staff report that the sewer line was actually located outside the easement, and that was a misunderstanding on a couple different people's part. It's just that southward shift. It's not centrally located. So that was, we determined that earlier this afternoon, actually. But still, they requested a 10-foot separation, which does shift things still even outside that 40-foot easement. That said, I do have to draw some question as to the overall size of the residence, given the size of the lot. It is very unusual to have a 120-foot deep home. I found one other residence of a similar depth in the area, one that was close to being the same if you included a detached garage. So it's not a very common situation, definitely not in the Tanglewood area. So I really leave this up to the petitioner to give you explanation what their purpose and position is on requesting this. Otherwise, I feel like that might be out of line and more of a self-imposition in this case. So with that, any questions for me?
I might have missed it, Nathan, because you explained a lot, which I thank you for. Did you figure lot coverage? Does it fall within the...
I did, and it does.
Okay.
It does meet the lot coverage, yes.
Okay, thank you.
And you said it's set at 43 point some feet off that, on that easement line. You still had three feet some to still stay 10 feet off the drain.
Yeah, so the easement itself along the north is 40 feet wide, and to stay approximately 10 feet off of the sewer line, their proposal of being 43 feet from the property line, that additional 3 feet allows for that approximate 10 feet.
Approximately 10 feet.
Yeah, the sewer line is approximately 7 feet-ish north of the south line of the easement.
Okay.
Give or take.
Anybody else have any questions for Nathan? All right, I'm going to open up to the floor and have the petitioner come to the podium, state your name and address, and kind of fill in the blanks for us.
Jane Goldwood.
Max will go to second.
We're going for the front because we tried to go for the back. And when we went to city council and then they went out and checked, we found out that the sewer line was way up, not where we thought it was. So then we actually kind of lost footage. So that's why we decided to go this way to move it forward, because we actually lost some footage in the back. Instead of being 40 feet, it's 40.
Yeah, you got all that.
Yeah, you do have it, but that's the reason we're, and the house does not look unusual. I mean, I have color rendition if you want to see it. It's a beautiful home, but it doesn't look like a big hotel or anything like that.
We attached the garage on the back and stuff because when we were first reading, you sent me the bylaws and stuff at Tanglewood, you couldn't have a detached garage and stuff. So I always had an outside shop area, so we just kind of put it together there. And it kind of came into that corner back here, so we kind of put a storage shed that I could put some trailers from the inside of the other shop into that, so there's nothing around the outside.
Yeah.
You know, all the outside decorations going there in the wintertime, all that stuff. So just kind of, instead of having an outside storage shed, that just kind of included it in the building itself.
Does anyone else have any questions for the petitioner?
Well, I guess something came up earlier about the use of the extreme amount of 5-car garage. I mean,
Well, it kind of goes.
well, there's
she's
3
got-
in the back and there's
Let me
2 on the
show you.
sides.
We don't share with each other very well. So she
Yeah.
gets 2, I get 3.
This is what it looks like from the street. And
Right.
then this is what, when you can see the fire truck like that. That's from the side.
But the use of 5-car garage,
Oh,
Well,
it's
all the
just,
toys and stuff.
yeah, just, it's, yeah.
so it's
Old folks have to have their toys.
Golf
I'm an old
cart.
folk.
You got golf carts and, you know,
Golf
everything
cart, and he drives a truck, and I drive a
Got
car.
couple trucks.
Senior in high school has a car. We want everything inside. We don't want anything outside.
In looking and before purchasing the lot, did you happen to look at other lots that might have been larger, thus able to accommodate this size of a house that, you know, better?
No, we just kind of wanted to go in town, and we were looking for a 1/4 acre. So it fit into the 1/4 acre, and we don't want to mow. We're retiring. It's going to be our retirement home. So we were looking for something that was just so easy to take care of. We're not going to be doing anything outside. No kids, you know. So we just,
Eventually.
yeah, we have a senior still, so yeah. But yeah, we were just looking for 0 maintenance, retire, you know, keep everything inside.
It's basically built for an ADA house, all for handicap and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of got a little wider and a little longer to make some of the rooms work, like always wider for wheelchairs and everything else for resale or whatever else, whatever the family's gonna do after we're gone. So
Yeah, we
kind of
just,
do it, set up that way.
we're coming from a
Thinking ahead,
large,
that's good.
large yard, and yeah, we don't want anything anymore. We don't want to mow.
The two garages fastened on there can take a van or whatever else for handicap. There's enough room inside to get in and out of a wheelchair if need be.
Nathan, can you kick it back to the floor plan or?
So, in front of the garage doors, will that all be concrete or will that all be driveway?
Well, we wanted to kind of come in and slope it around, and I wanted to come off the house 10 feet, so there's like grass and flower beds or something down the side of the house. And then
Okay.
we come in and it kind of swirls around and just kind of opens up when the doors, right? Just enough to
Okay.
turn around.
Okay.
No, we didn't want it all that all kind of. I put a parking lot in, and so.
You know, playing with house prints can be kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's, I guess a question did you ever, like with that front area, the way you have the kitchen configured in that, kind of design it so the porch would be on the side instead of on the front?
We thought about that, but we had this with the way that looked on the house. We just thought we'd see if we could
Okay.
do that, or if we had to change something or something. You know, so we didn't actually draw something and play with that yet on that.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
another gable on down the way that
Okay.
I do have one question. In the garage there on the left-hand side of the floor plan, there are what appears to be fridge, stove, and a 3-basin sink, which is kind of unusual even for well, basically for a garage setup. This is zoned R2, so if that's intended to be a second dwelling, it'll be fine with zoning, but
No.
I just wanted to ask the question what the intent was.
No, I do like just barbecue cooking and everything outside, and she won't let me fry fish in the house.
No.
So I kind of set up a little area for that. The 3-bay sink, I just picked up at an auction. It just worked out really nice.
Okay.
Basically, I have a shop pretty much set up right now that way. So I just took the footprint, but I've made it a lot smaller. Kind of there.
So when she locks you in the garage at night, you have someplace.
Yes.
He
He's
does.
got his own restaurant.
He does a lot of cooking, so.
Yeah, that would be my only, not really a concern, but just a question on where that porch lays on the front instead of sticking out there into that right away. If you had just kind of looked at it, played with it, I mean, if you liked it, great. If you didn't like it, I mean, that's just
Not
Kind of a
too
thought.
much, yeah. We thought that would see what happens. So.
Does anybody else have any questions for the petitioner? No? Thank you. All right, is there anyone else here that would like to speak on behalf of the petitioner? Please come to the podium, state your name and your address, please.
My name is Dawn Book and I live at 777 West Dogwood. I'm your neighbor in the backyard. He and I had conversations and I came tonight because I wanted to have clarification that we don't have any more of the monstrosities that we have on the other 2 properties. And he and I talked about that. And I hadn't seen the floor plan or anything like that. And so I wanted to know where it comes into where I am at, how close they're going to be. I welcome you to the neighborhood. I hope, I have no problems with the variance now that I've seen the floor plan and so forth, just so that they don't sit empty like the other 2 do. That is a really big concern for me for property values. The latest one's been almost 2 years now, and it hasn't gone anywhere. So that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak on behalf of the petitioner? Is there anyone here that would like to speak against the petitioner? Hearing none, I close the floor and open to board discussion or motion. Anybody have any questions?
Just a couple comments if I could. I do not doubt in the least that this home will be absolutely beautiful. I do have a concern, as I have anytime it comes forward where we go in front of the building line. I really feel like when developers create subdivisions and they put building lines and utility easements and things like that, they do it for a reason, and that's to keep consistency within their development. So I'm just that's just kind of my thought on that. I mean, I think the home will be beautiful. I honestly and truly feel like the garage portions of it probably a little overkill, maybe, that are possibly creating the need for the variance. So that's just my comments.
Mr. Chairman, I would make the motion to approve 26C-BAR-2 for Max. Goldwood, you did not have any, there's no, okay,
No condition.
no conditions.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Let's do a roll call vote, please.
Ms. Gardner,
No.
Ms. Patrick,
No.
Mr. Kissinger,
Yes.
Mr. Carmichael,
Yes.
Mr. Warren.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Good luck. Don't get locked out in the garage. Just remember, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Thank you.
Nathan, we have any other business?
No other business tonight. Do just have a couple quick reminders, and a statement too. Later in the year, we will be having a it's mandated by state statute that public hearing is what's mandatory. So, I'm planning on taking the August 5th Monday training session and doing a public hearing on the requirements of House Bill 1001, which requires a public hearing before the end of the year to discuss housing and so on. I'm planning on doing that as a joint meeting among all the jurisdictions, all the plan commissions, all the BZAs, probably all the elected officials. So whether it's a formal public hearing or whether it's more to be more of a public workshop, that's something that I'm waiting for the state to give us. But right now it says public hearing. So anticipate having a very large public hearing for all the boards possible at the end of August in order to satisfy
That's what I was
that.
gonna ask. Did you say August 5th? I thought it was August 3rd.
The fifth Monday.
Okay.
So it's
August 30th?
August 3rd. Oh, sorry. August 31st. Yeah, 31st.
Missed the 5th Monday.
5th Monday. So please put that on your calendar and plan on attending, just so that we have a quorum as much as we can.
Will Columbia City vote on theirs and Woodley County vote on theirs, or will it be one big?
The understanding that I have right now is that there is no action to be taken.
Okay.
It is a public hearing for discussion purposes. That's why I'm wondering whether the intent of the law was actually to require a public workshop, and whether we can get some clarification from the state as to
That would
how
make
we
more
handle
sense.
this. Yeah. Similar to what we do with comp plans, where you have bunches of public workshops, and then the public hearing itself is basically a statutory requirement, and it's not really that functional other than to say, yay, go us, and make final technical changes and stuff. So, but please put that on your calendar, just so that we can hopefully have quorums for everything. It may wind up being that we don't actually have to have quorums, but again, on the assumption that it is a formal public hearing. Also, the June 5th Monday meeting, which I will not be at because I will be on vacation that week. I am organizing it to be a special event. Those of you who are more senior may not. It's more for moderate and novices. So Kathy and Dennis, you guys may not get as much benefit as the other three of you. Well, John, I don't know, you're kind of in between. But I'm anticipating Chip and possibly Scott Wagner to be leading that session and talking about their specialties in relation to development, and then also having an off-site field trip as well as part of that one. So you might want to put that on your calendar at the end of June. That one's a standard 5th Monday training session. It's not going to be as critical for quorum, but I just highlight it for the fact that it's going to be a bit fun, and I won't be here for it. So if that's a selling point. So I think that covers the three things that I talked about last night with the Plan Commission, the 2 5th Mondays, and HB 1001. So Amanda, was there anything else we had for him?
until you call.
Do we have anything filed yet for next month? So that's what I've got.
I had an individual, and I don't think it has anything to do with us whatsoever, ask me today, what's going on with the gas lines all leaking lately? NIPSCO.
So there's a lot of boring going on for fiber lines, so which has been the last several years. But I was also made aware of a couple of other scenarios, which are rumors, and I'd rather not talk about rumors in public forum. But I know that a lot of them are due to fiber lines being bored. So
At least none would want boom.
we will
So
knock
far.
on fake wood here. So.
Alrighty.
We'll be
If we have
adjourned.
nothing else, motion adjourned. Thank you.